Hello. So recently, when I was playing Minecraft, I looked at my character and I was thinking, where the hell do you store all of those cactuses? So in order to make the game a bit more realistic, I decided to play with only one inventory slot. So let's set the rules for this challenge. We can only use the first slot of the inventory, with every other slot being locked. We are not allowed to use the second hand, and we're also not allowed to use any sort of storage, whether it is chests, hoppers, or even donkeys. And finally, we're not allowed to use armor. So now that the rules are set, let's get going. We spawn in a brand new world, and just like every normal person who hops on a new Minecraft world, what do we want to do first? That's right, going to the Nether. And for that we'll need a bucket, so we mine some trees, and let's make a pickaxe. Wait, how do we make a pickaxe? And that's where we start experiencing what we'll have to do for basically the entire game, throwing items. Since we only have one slot, we'll have to make some planks, throw the logs, craft the table, make some more planks, throw the logs again, make some sticks, get interrupted by a zombie, start over, mess around some more, and there's the pickaxe. Then we cut some stone, upgrade the pickaxe, and let's look for iron. Alright, we'll make a bridge. Now we dig the iron, bring it to safety, go back to get the pickaxe, we get some stone to craft the furnace, and now we can smelt the iron. Really? So we get some new iron, smelt it, and we finally have our bucket. So we grab that lava up here, and this is going to be a pretty convenient tool. We can use it to get quick food, and we can also use it as a weapon. Alright, maybe we shouldn't use it as a weapon. Anyway, we need to find a lava pool, so we'll make a boat, and let's travel. I do not have a lava bucket anymore. Anyway, we continue traveling, fill our bucket with new lava, and we don't find a lava pool, but we find a broken portal with a village just next to it, and it turns out that we have just enough lava to repair the portal. So let's do that. Alright, now we just need to do one more thing. Perfect. Then we take that flint and steel in the chest and light up the portal. Nice. Now we need to get ready for the Nether, but we can only bring one thing. So I made the most logical choice for exploring a world full of lava. A stack of wood. It's gonna be fine. We spawn on a small island, so we'll have to craft some slabs and make a bridge. Then we have to look for the fortress, so after getting bullied by a skeleton, we build some bridges, bully a ghast, build some more bridges, get bullied by a ghast, don't hit me, whatever. And after more exploring, we find the fortress. So we reset our hunger, and we come back with the wood. Now we can make some tools, and it's time to carefully set up the spawner. I'm dead. Anyway, we come back and more carefully set up the spawner, and after a lot of throwing items and breaking blocks and stuff, the blaze farm is ready. When we put the slabs like that, we can hit the blazes without them being able to hit us, which makes it safe. Then we can just break the block, quickly grab the blaze rod and throw it somewhere safe. And repeat that about 20 times. Okay, we have the blaze rods. But making the way back home with this amount of food left would be way too dangerous. So we will leave the blaze rods here and do a quick travel back. Now you might be thinking that we only have 5 minutes to come back before the blaze rods despawn, but actually that's not quite the case. When you throw an item, it starts a timer, and after ticking down for 5 minutes, the item despawns. However, this timer only ticks down when the chunk is loaded, so we should be fine. But having a bit of food would make the travel safer, so we get some bread from a village chest and quickly run back to our blaze rods. Okay, now we just have to travel back to the portal without dying, which is the scary part. Please. Uh-oh. Yeah, this path is a tiny bit damaged. Oh, that's gonna be a bit complicated. I don't care. We did it! Alright, now that we're back to the village with our blaze rods, we're going to need ender pearls. Originally, I thought about getting them by trading villagers, but on the way to the fortress, I found the easiest bastion in the planet, so we'll give piglins a chance. First, we need some iron, so we kindly ask the golem to give us some iron, and we make a pickaxe. Then we just leave the rods here, and since we're moving to another dimension, we can stay as long as we want in the nether without having to worry about the blaze rod despawning. So we go to the bastion without encountering any issues, and we mine these gold blocks. Then we trap a piglin, and start trading. Yeah, it's gonna be pretty slow with a single piglin. Okay, those 2 stacks of gold gave us 14 pearls, which was quite lucky. And it should be enough pearls, so we can go back home, grab the blaze rods waiting for us, and finally craft the Eyes of Ender. Alright, now we need to locate the stronghold. Okay, it's ready for... So we make a boat, and we get moving. Oh, it's here. Now we need to mine our way down the stronghold, so we make a pickaxe and start digging. Alright, stronghold. Now we're going to need a bed to set our spawn point, so we get some sheeps, craft a bed, and carefully move it to the stronghold. Then we make a small base, and we're ready to explore the stronghold. And I'm very bad at finding portal rooms, so it's probably going to take me a while. Never mind. So we break the silverfish spawner, slowly, and open up the portal. Let's go. We don't need that anymore. Alright, now we need to gear up for the end, but we can only bring one thing, so I decided to, yeah, you guessed it, I'm bringing wood. We also move the bed down, and now it's time for the final fight. But wait, how are we gonna kill the dragon? Originally, I thought about killing it with beds, but during my test runs I quickly realized we would have a bit of an issue. My beds. So instead, we'll have to kill the dragon the intended way, destroying those crystals. And that's why I took a lot of blocks. Since we just respawn next to the portal, we can just take some blocks, climb to a crystal to break it, and most likely die, but it doesn't matter. So let's break those crystals, and that's a perfect opportunity to show off my bridging skills. So we just keep breaking those crystals, and eventually run out of blocks, so I had to improvise a bit. And we break the last crystal. Alright, now we can hit the dragon, so let's run to the portal and finish this challenge. Oh. I guess we'll have to punch it now. Yay! And that's it. So is it possible to beat Minecraft with one inventory slot? Yeah.